Hey there, friends. Um, if you have not heard, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Easy for me to say. Um, I am not normally one that wants to post, I don't know, uh, inspirational things or um, not useful information. Um, which is why it is now May the 21st, and I haven't really posted anything about Mental Health Awareness Month, even though I'm a therapist and I've been a therapist for like, I don't know, 26 years. Um, what I decided to do late into the month is I had the idea that I'd rather share with you guys useful awareness information about the benefits of therapy and how it could be useful. Um, Not because if you're seeing this and you already know me, I cannot be your therapist, right? But just because I want to really get the word out, I want to spread information, positive information, informative information, as broadly as I can. And this just seems like a way to do that. So, what I want to talk today is about something that I'm sure lots of people have seen and heard, and that is, of course, the use of AI. I'm sure there are most of us, I was going to say everybody, but not everybody. Most of us have probably used AI in some capacity for something, right? It is a very useful resource to be able to find quick information, uh, at the just like at crazy speeds, right? And it is really good for many things, including some therapy related uses, right? So I have lots of my clients that use AI for lots of things, including therapy related stuff, where they will, be wondering about, I don't know, a particular diagnosis or something, and they will do a quick search, or they will enter in a whole bunch of information and say, like, help this make sense to me, or give me some tools to deal with XYZ. I am all for that. Those same clients will come back into session with me and will say things like, this is, what ChatGPT told me. And then we talk about it and we process it and we say what's useful, what's not useful, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, right? So I am not against the use of AI, even for therapy related stuff. However, what the point that I would love to drive home is that while AI can be a very, very useful tool, including for therapy related stuff, please, please, please do not mistake that for therapy. It is not the same. It is not the same, and here's why. AI can do a lot in terms of resources and compiling information, giving you tools and ideas, and even like providing some insights and helping you to look at things from a different perspective. It can do that. What it cannot do is provide the reactions in your nervous system that are only going to come with human to human contact. What do I mean by that? You can use AI to come up with, let's say you have an argument with your mother, right? You can use AI and say, this is what the conversation was. Can you make sense of this based on this information? And AI can give you some very interesting feedback. It can give you some perspectives. It can give you some tools to like calm your breathing and whatever, right? All true. What it cannot do is have you engage with another human being when the vulnerable, painful emotions show up in your body And having another human being say to you, by looking you hopefully in your eyes and saying to you, oh, that pain is real. That pain is real. So that sounds like a very vague statement. And if you've not experienced that, you might not really deep down get what I'm saying. But if you have experienced that, if you have had another human being, could be a therapist, could be a family member or friend, look you in the eye and validate your pain, validate your sadness, validate your anger, validate your rage. And the person's energy is both compassionate and sturdy and fully accepting and allowing of those emotions to show up in the room. If you've not experienced that, you're not going to know what I'm talking about here and what that does to your nervous system. If you have had that, you know what I'm talking about, right? There is something transformational that happens when our most vulnerable stuff is witnessed by another human who is not afraid of those emotions, who is not intimidated by those emotions, who openly welcomes them and can hold this energy that is both compassionate and sturdy. What happens is our nervous system, if you're the client, I guess, you're the person with the vulnerable emotions, it opens up in a different way. And when it's met with that compassionate, sturdy energy, it also starts to heal in a different way. Here's why that is. So I operate based on kind of an attachment background, which means the behaviors and patterns that we have in our life are often have the root cause of patterns and beliefs that we picked up early on in life. And that's not to say we're like throwing all moms and dads under the bus. We're not doing that. But this is where our early patterns and beliefs get picked up. And they get picked up by the environment that we're in. There are no perfect parents. There are no perfect school systems, environments, right? There's always going to be some shit. What that means is that if those beliefs about ourselves as human beings and about the world get picked up based on the environment that we're in, the people that we're around, if that's what kind of led to the negative beliefs and patterns, then the way that we correct it is to be in a different environment, aka therapy, with another human being who is both compassionate and sturdy. This is how those patterns and beliefs about ourselves start to melt away, because we're having what's called a corrective experience, and it hits our nervous system in a different way than tools that you're going to learn from AI can possibly do, right? And so this is where I'm saying, like, use AI. I'm not against AI, but please know that there is something valuable about the therapy environment, the therapy relationship, that just can never be duplicated. If you've used AI for anything therapy related before, you know, like, it gives you lots of encouragement, lots of support, right? Which again is useful. Sometimes we need a little bit more than that, though, right? Sometimes we need to get challenged in a way that feels acceptable and safe. And sometimes we need things pointed out to us that are hard to have pointed out to us. But only done in an environment where there's trust, where there's safety, where there's compassion and sturdiness. So I hope this is making sense. I hope that if you've considered therapy, like, go give it a try. I will say, this is not the point of the talk today, but more and more people are realizing therapy is not just for when things are falling apart, although of course it is, but it's also for, I just want to understand some stuff about myself. I just want to like be curious. I just want to explore a little bit more, right? So be curious, go explore. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully it's helpful. My plan is to keep sharing some useful information for the rest of this month, maybe beyond, who knows, just to again open the awareness around therapy and things like that. I would love to know from you guys though, if you have used AI for anything therapy related. Let me know in the comments, what it's been like for you, if it's been good, if you've gotten good stuff from it, and if you've noticed something's missing, right? Let's just keep the conversation going. Feel free to ask questions. Peace out, guys.